Good morning. Right now it's 6. We're on your side with the stories you need to get your day started.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, Kentucky. God bless you.
President Donald Trump rallying to a packed house at Freedom Hall. We're on your side with a closer look at the president's speech on health care, security, and the surprising topic of a beloved local sports team.
Chaos and confusion. You'll hear from one witness who describes what happened during a shooting inside a local art gallery that left a U of L student dead.
He can fix just about anything, but he prefers to just make days a little brighter. You'll meet the small-town man with big-time dreams in the Morning Brew on this Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. Thanks for waking up with us here on the 6 o'clock hour of the Morning Brew. I'm Derek Rose. Good morning.
And I'm Juliana Valencia. Thank you for waking up with us. And we're going to check in with meteorologist T.G. Shuck. A pleasant start to spring.
Yeah, yesterday was great. It took a while once that sun came out. Man, the late afternoon and early evening, it was just delightful. And especially with that later sunset, you know, folks get a chance to enjoy it a little bit later with sunset now not almost until 8 o'clock. Comparatively speaking to this time yesterday morning, we're in much better shape. It's not quite as cool out there. Temperatures generally into the 50s in most locations. Our Max HC radar pretty quiet here. Nothing going on earlier with that front dropping into southern Kentucky and stalling out. We did have a little cluster of showers and a few rumbles of thunder south of E-Town running through that north to northeast wind. That's going to be with us. That will slow our warming process with that mix of clouds and sunshine. But keep in mind our average highs right about 60 or so. So we're going to be in the ballpark today. So not too bad out there before we do cool it back down.
I'll give it
briefly
to you.
Tomorrow.
Yesterday I was unsure of your forecast when it was like 3 o'clock and stuff.
Have a little faith, you know. Rome wasn't built in today. It took them thousands of years.
We are just so ready for spring. Thanks, TG. We are taking a look at your traffic, and it's a good thing to smile about this morning. No major developments or delays for you. We are taking a look north and southbound around 71 at Zorn. Not too bad there if you are taking a drive right now to work or those school buses that are out and about. That 2nd Street Bridge and 64 traffic right outside the KFC Yum Center flowing really nicely this morning. And we are staying in the green further on down south in the metro without any accidents. Right now, 9 to 13 minutes on 71 and 64 through Clark County, 65 southbound, about an 8-minute drive to the Kennedy.
I am thrilled to be here in the great state of Kentucky and the beautiful city of Louisville.
President Donald Trump back in Washington this morning after spending his Monday in Louisville speaking to a packed crowd at Freedom Hall.
The president was campaigning for the new GOP health care plan that would replace the Affordable Care Act. And our Julia Rose joins us now. And Julia, take us through the president's speech.
Well, the president promised to bring back coal jobs. He promised quite a few things to secure the borders, to continue that fight, but he focused primarily on selling his plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Trump explained his plan to replace Obamacare to the cheering crowd. He says he needs the cooperation of lawmakers like Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, an outspoken opponent of his plan, to move it forward later this week. The president spent a lot of time bashing Obamacare, saying it's time now for the Democrats to take responsibility for what they've done.
It's been an absolute disaster. Half of our counties only have a single provider right now. It's a financial disaster waiting to happen right here in your own state. Thursday is our chance to end Obamacare and the Obamacare catastrophe.
Trump went on to say once he gets his health care plan passed, he can then work on the big tax cuts. And the House will vote on replacing the Affordable Care Act on Thursday. Some Republicans remain unsteady about the plan. Julia Rose, WHAS 11 News.
While thousands of Trump supporters filled Freedom Hall, hundreds of protesters also went to the fairgrounds to voice their opposition to the president. Thankfully, police reported no major problems. Jim Murley and Marilyn Murley, who are from Elizabethtown, are two of the people who joined the protesters outside.
We think that these kind of things will be a cumulative effect. You know, it'd be more and more of this in the next 4 years that will make a difference.
Some supporters say both sides need to come together and support the president, as they did former President Barack Obama. Officials estimate there were more than 1,000 protesters outside Freedom Hall.
We're learning more about the shooting that happened inside the Tim Faulkner Art Gallery over the weekend. 6 people were shot. A U of L student was killed. And this morning we're hearing from a person who was there when those shots were fired. Our Sarah Wagner joins us now live from outside that art gallery in the Portland neighborhood. And Sarah, how is that witness doing today?
Good morning, guys. She has some cuts on her hands and face that are starting to heal, but she tells us the pain and trauma all this is still very fresh. Tajiana Saxton was here on Saturday night at the art gallery celebrating her cousin's birthday, but all of that quickly turned into a chaotic scene. She tells us she was on the stage enjoying the concert when she heard 5 or 6 shots fired on the left side of the stage. She tells us she was trying to protect her friends, yelling at them to get down on the ground as people tried to run off the stage and out the doors. 20-year-old Savannah Walker was killed in the shooting. Saxton says she doesn't know Savannah, but is praying for her family while LMPD searches for a suspect.
If you could and you know something, just come and speak out so this family can have a sense of peace and justice for their daughter.
Saxton eventually made her way out of the venue, but tells us that night will stick with her forever. She also says the gallery had security at the time of the shooting. Of course, if you know anything about this case, you are urged to call 574 LMPD. We're live in Portland this morning. Sarah Wagner, WHAS 11 News.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And we are learning more about the bicyclist who died in Auburndale after a car hit him Sunday night. Investigators say 40-year-old Adam Fisher died after a car came over the hill on Palatka Road near Bruce Avenue and hit him from behind. Officials say Fisher died at the scene. Police are investigating and there are no charges at this time. And police in Grayson County, Kentucky, searching this morning for a man released on accident, arrested on multiple felony drug charges. Now come check this out on your screen. Police found all of this at Daryl Croom's house in Caneyville. Police found what's believed to be meth ingredients used to make meth, several guns, and a significant amount of cash. Authorities charged Croom and took him to jail, but released him 9 hours later on a $2,500 bond. The time right now is 6:07 and still ahead here on the Morning Brew on GMK. Advancing STEM research in the classroom. A look at one of our Inspiring Curiosity contest nominees when we come back. And Derek is over checking in on a story about banning certain types of electronics on airplanes.
Yeah, Juliana, there's an announcement that is expected today from the Department of Homeland Security, and it affects the way you travel if you're going to another country and heading back to the United States. The popular items you may not be able to take on those aircrafts heading here to the United States. We'll have that story on the other side of this break.
Hey, good morning, Kentucky, and I'm meteorologist T.J. Shuck. We got cold air to the north, milder air to the south. We're kind of stuck in the middle here. It'll be a nice mild day for the latter part of March. Cooler tomorrow, but if you like those 70s yesterday, you'll like the extended forecast. We'll have that for you coming up.